Hello and welcome back to my channel, lovely people. So today I'm bringing you something different. The setup is different. Well, not entirely because I'm still in my room. But I mean, today you're propped up on the bed, on the tripod. And you know, only reason why we're in this position is because the lighting comes from this side and my desk is behind me. So you can understand the struggles I experience. But anyway, that's not gonna stop us. That's not gonna get, Anyway, that's not gonna keep a good woman down today. So, today we're going to have a mukbang. I had to say it like that because, I've been practicing. Full disclosure, I had to Google, or rather I had to check on YouTube how to pronounce it. So yeah, today we're having a mukbang. And the star of the show today, other than the Coke on my left, your right, is dun, 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 dun. It's messed up now because all the juices to the salsa like zing. Yeah, it's messed up a bit because like the juices to the salsa fell sort of kind of into the box because I had it delivered. So it's a mess. That's why I have to put it on the situation, on the plastic, so that like I don't get the situation messed up on my lap. Should I go one more time? 2 seconds. Now I'll survive. As long as the wings are, I'm cool. Anyway, so I forgot on Mr. Delivery, I get sort of they don't give you like an option to order the soul fire sauce or what, but I had forgotten to order it anyway, even if there was an option to do that. But thank goodness, because these things come in like packs of 3, sometimes I don't get an opportunity to finish them all, right? And like I leave one here, one there, like randomly around the house. Okay, in my room and in the kitchen. Come on. So I found 2. I don't know how old they are, but they're from this year. They're from now, like this quarter at least. They're not from, yeah, they're still valid. They only expire in 2021 April. Come on. So I normally drench. Well, not drench. No, not drench. But like I normally pour the sauce on top of the hot wings as well. Cause I mean, let's be honest, hot wings, like chicken licken hot wings, are basically salty, like extremely salty. That's why the soul fire sauce basically redeems chicken licken. So let's have some wings while we have a conversation. Well, the reason why I wanted to have a mukbang is that I wanted to like get some stuff off my chest. Nothing too serious, by the way. But I just wanted to have like an easy conversation. Like I don't want it to be like a serious, sit down kind of video, but just to have like just to have like a nice conversation. Nice. Relative, because and by the way, I use these straws that I got from Take a Lot. It's steel straws for the thingamabobby. I don't normally use the plastic straws anymore, but the stupid thing is that I do throw it away, so it kind of defeats the purpose. So I don't know. And this straw is not as long, like it goes all the way in, which I don't like, so I don't keep it in there as well. So anyway, let's get this conversation going. So anyway, as of late, I've been in my head a lot, right? Like, I've been in my head about a lot of stuff. I think it comes with the territory of I think already said this soul fire sauce is coming at me hardcore. Anyway, now something dropped. So I've been in my head a lot as of late. And I think it's because of being human, number one, and the fact that no matter who you are, what industry you're in, you suffer from overthinking things like, am I good enough? Am I really worth it? Can I really do this? Should I show you? But you can see when I eat it, I don't have to hold it up much. Yeah. We suffer with all of those things, right? But I think as a creative, it's like 10 times more. And I'll tell you why. Mainly because art or creativity is subjective, if we're being honest. Because what appeals to you might not appeal to me. Unlike mainstream careers, whereas in chemical engineering, for instance, or being a mathematician, or being an accountant, or being people like in those mainstream industries where, like, for instance, you do something, you know this is the desired or this is the required outcome of it, and therefore, like, you have data or I don't know what, but you have something to like judge it against. You have like a requirement, you have like a set of requirements to judge it against, right? It's not that easy in creativity because, like I said, it's subjective, highly subjective. What appeals to you might not appeal to me, and that's okay. That's okay. Everything under the sun has like its intended audience, and it's not going to be everyone, right? Sure. So the furalele was a bit crunchy. Almost hurt my gums. But anyway, so like with being a creative, I'm gonna talk personally about myself as to why I've been in my head a lot. Like, I know I'm good at what I do. I know that. I know I'm good at what I do. But there's always this scary feeling of like letting the world into my head, or rather letting the world into seeing my work. Whether it be photography, whether it be design, whether, I don't know, what else? My illustrations, I guess. My drawing techniques. Like, I'm always in my head about it. Like, I'm always like, oh my gosh, what if it's not up to par? Based on whoever. And it's also because we judge ourselves, like, based on what others can do. Okay. Child, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, we highly judge ourselves about, like, based on what others can do, without understanding or without taking into account that we're different. Our ways of interpretation are different. What inspires us is different. What else? Yeah, we're just different people. Okay? So, something I learned, Mabani, while I was watching Evelyn from the internet. Best ever YouTube channel I came across. And she's been on YouTube for 10 years. Don't know how I just bumped into her channel. But it's okay. So anyway, as dry as it may seem, it's really delicious. Anyway, and I'm trying to get the bread out of the way. Anyway, so something I learned last night, and it was ringing in my head like the whole night as I was asleep, and that really spoke to me and encouraged me to really get out of my head, was she said, I think it was a video about her birthday, like a get ready with me for her birthday as she's turning 30. And she was saying things like, and she was saying that you have to learn to let people see you. So basically, Evelyn was saying that you have to learn to let people see that you're trying. And that resonated with me so much, because obviously she was talking from the same perspective I have, that we're in our heads a lot. We overthink things a lot. We overthink what we do, what we create, whether it's good enough or not. So I learned a lot from that. And obviously it's not going to happen overnight, but you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it has to start in the mind, because that's like the mothership in the whole body and stuff, in the very essence of who I am and how I do think of myself. And remember in my previous video where I was talking about my journey in therapy, where I was talking about basically how I thought of myself and how healthy it was, and that really like resonated with like almost all of my life, or rather all aspects of my life. So yeah, man, that was the thing. So now in using what I've learned in therapy practically is by obviously internalizing that quote and saying, you know what, it's not gonna be perfect. I mean, you all saw my first video, hey? The lighting was off, or like it was just about doing the job. Just do it. So I think I'm gonna go in with the same attitude to like everything else in my life, especially my career, where I'm just gonna go head straight in, as opposed to being too much in my head about it and wanting perfection where it's not really possible and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. Obviously it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be wow, but I mean, practice makes perfect, and I think in as much as you can practice a skill like I am doing, you also need to practice like good and positive ways to think and speak about yourself. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm doing it already. Came here to talk about it. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do from here on out. And then the other thing is that I think one of the major things that kept me from really advancing in my career, or me judging myself into thinking that I'm not advancing in my skill set and in my career, was the fact that I used to entertain too much noise. And by noise I mean people that generally put people down or put others down based on their skill level, but I've never really seen them rise to the occasion of like the person that they're putting down. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm gonna give you an illustration, like basically saying that someone isn't up to par with their skill set just because you're judging it based on your own subjective views and thinking that the person has notoriety because they just know people and not because they continuously work at their skill and continuously work at their craft and that they're making an effort to be better. So I mean, if you hang around people like that, you start thinking awkwardly and lopsided of others, like that are actually doing something, whereas you're just continually talking, you're having nice lunch date conversations about these people, but they're doing something. And I basically, like, after a while I had to like take a step back and think to myself, is this really healthy? Number one. Number two, how am I, because I mean at the end of the day that's just jealousy. If we're being honest, like, it's not even about you knowing better and doing better, it's just jealousy that's manifesting and making you feel like you have something like to put on the table or something to talk about if it's about other people, and basically bashing other people at what they're doing. Like, as I reflect on that, that was oof, I'm disgusted. Highly so at myself for taking part and being a part of the noise. Not my finest moment, but I will say I did take a step back and really like introspect. If this is the type of person I want to be, do I want to be a person who's constantly talking about people or actually doing the work? And I realized that, you know what, honey, I'd rather do the work. I would really rather do the work, because there's a lot more value in doing the work and letting your work speak for you. Because I mean, there's a reason why those people have notoriety and those people have success, because literally their work speaks volume for them. You know, they just need to show up. And I realized that actually I want to be that person. I want to be that person that my work literally goes beyond me into boardrooms and things like that, and speaks for me and speaks of my excellence. So I had to take a step back from that kind of energy and people that brought that kind of energy, and really like define the kind of designer or define the kind of creative that I want to be. Because it's not just about design, it's not just about like also photography, because those are like my biggest things that I love, but like what purpose am I yielding out of these things? Like, obviously, and I say creative because there's a lot more other things I want to delve into the creative space. Like, it's not just limited to those two disciplines. I mean, look at me now, I'm even in the video creator space, you know what I mean? We're gonna improve. Like, I want there to be like evidence of my improvement, like in years to come, where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is where I started out, look at me now, for myself and the kind of value I want to bring. Because at the end of the day, I want to bring value, right? So I need to clean up stuff. I need to clean up like my thinking. I need to clean up things around me and Yeah, people too. Because sometimes, like surrounding yourself with the right kind of, not sometimes, always, surrounding yourself with the right kind of company is paramount to, like, you know, doing good, doing great, reaching and exceeding your goals. It's having the right kind of counsel and the right kind of people around you that will help you, because they don't only affect how you do things, but they also affect how you think, and like the moves that you make, whether bold or not. So yes, that is where I am in my life currently. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was not being in my head about not achieving things based on the timelines that I had somehow concocted. Obviously, we all tell ourselves, oh my gosh, by this age and this age, I want to have done this. By this age and this age, I want to have done this. But I don't know. As I grow older and wiser, I'd like to believe, I'm starting to think that it's more, and that's why I talk about value a lot. It's more about pursuing my purpose than it is about giving myself a timeline as to when I'm gonna do this and when I'm gonna do this. And heck, I'm only 26. Some might say that's old for still living with your mama, not having a job, still figuring out your life. And that's only based on like how we perceive life to work out to be, that I'm saying that some might say this is old. And people that have got mileage in this life thing are like, nah, you're perfectly fine. Like, you're young, people at the same time, you know. And who knows, ngapopa 40. Lord Jesus, please, no. But I'm here to tell you that I've made peace with it. I've made peace with where my life is right now. Obviously it took a lot because I mean, you envision a certain life for yourself, but I think one of the things I got to learn pretty quickly is how does that then correlate with my purpose and what is God's will for my life. Because I mean, I can want the flashy cars, I can want the house, I can want this and this, and don't get me wrong, I'm gonna get all of those things. It's just a matter of timing. When it will happen, that's up to God and the type of heights He's going to take me through or to. That's definitely going to happen. But I'm saying, like, I'm at the point of my life where I'm pretty comfortable with the pace that we're going at. I think one of the biggest things for me at the moment that I appreciate in this phase and place in my life is having time and being responsible for my own time. I've always loved that. I've always loved the idea of being self-employed. I mean, as early as primary school, I was telling my mom and my grandparents that, you know what, I'm gonna be one of those ladies who is not only self-employed but has a company with employees. So I know that's in the cards. What it's gonna be about, I have some things written down. We'll see if God and those things align, and if I get like the green light on them, or if God has something better for me, then great, even more fabulous, you know. So I think that the biggest thing is that I'm not rushing myself. I am comfortable, and also I think it's because I know like what it's like to live on your own, somewhere, got a job. Like all the things that I was envisioning, I know that life now, and I like my money better. Paying rent for now, no. I like as many free stuff as humanly possible. And that's basically where I am. And I think what I want that to translate to you, the viewer, is that it's okay. Life doesn't work out the same for all of us. We have different journeys. Some papa when they're 21, when they're 16. Some of us are papa in our 20s, in our 30s, in our 40s, and in our 50s. The fact that we still have breath in our lungs, the fact that we can still wake up in the morning and do whatever that it is that lights your soul on fire, or whatever that it is that keeps reminding you of the gift of life, man, that's enough. Like, for now, that's enough. Obviously, I want to do great things and great exploits. I want to, guys, if I were to tell you my plans, one day in the future, there will be testimonies. But nonetheless, I'm saying don't be too hard on yourself. You may not be where you want to be. You may not be doing what you want to be doing. You may not even be in your dream job. But the fact that you're alive, you are still healthy, and you still have breath in your lungs is a promise of hope. Is a promise that, you know what, there's still time. Is a promise that, it's a promise that you can still do it. I mean, I think, if anything, this was also a season for me to be humbled, but to also redirect my thinking into, like, so you say you want to do what? For what? You know, why do you want to do that? Like, how is it going to further help, you know, your case? And yeah, basically, guys, that's where my head is at. And I know it's because of this, because we're in such a fast-paced world, like where everything looks like it literally happened overnight, but we don't see the work that goes behind it. And and the work varies. Some it's hard work, some it's smart work, and like put together with good timing. But all of those things that you need to understand is that it's work. At the end of the day, it's work that goes into those things. So I think, like, in general, because we're in such a fast-paced world, it feels like, oh my gosh, when am I gonna be next? When am I gonna get next? And who says you're gonna get next? What is your next? You know, okay, maybe saying who says you're gonna get next is a bit too far-fetched, because we're all going to succeed in everything that we do, and no matter how success looks to you, because that's the other thing, our definition of success is not the same. So I could even be saying that I'm successful at the moment, because success to me is having time freedom, because currently I do have time freedom, because it's my time, you know what I mean? So anyway, guys, I did a lot of talking, not enough eating, but now my battery's flashing, and I don't like the energy I'm getting from the girl. So I think this is where we're gonna end the conversation. I think that was a good conversation, don't you think? If you think so, please drop a comment in the comment section. Guys, can I ask you a favor? Please subscribe. Please, yes, I'm talking to you. Turn that red button gray and click on the notification bell so that you know when I upload next time. And then you can, you know, come to the party, join it, have fun. It's great over here, I promise. You know, we do fun stuff over here. So let's make it official. Okay, I just ate a bone. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and your support and your data and your Wi-Fi. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate you. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it. Please share it with your friends, your family, your grandma, your grandparents, you know, the whole vibe, so that they can subscribe and our family can grow. But otherwise, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate each and every one of you 90 subscribers. But otherwise, have a wonderful day further, and I love you all so much. Bye.